Renting in your 30s while watching your friends post mortgage selfies is either a bold financial strategy or a slow-burning existential crisis. And honestly, it might be both. The modern housing market has quietly rewritten the rules of adulthood, and nobody sent you the memo. Let's talk about what's actually happening here, because this isn't a story about laziness or avocado toast. This is a structural problem with a paper trail. Home prices have outpaced wage growth so aggressively that even people earning above average salaries are finding themselves locked out of the very market their parents walked into with a handshake and a modest down payment. In the UK alone, a standard 10% deposit sits at roughly £23,000. That's not a number you stumble into. That's a number you have to hunt. Even if you're disciplined, saving 10% of an average net salary gets you there in nearly 6 years, assuming life doesn't throw a single curveball, which, of course, it always does. So here you are, 32 years old, splitting a fridge with your best mate, both of you with stable jobs and respectable salaries, and somehow still miles away from a mortgage offer. The irony is almost poetic. You did everything right, and the finish line just kept moving. And the emotional weight of that is real, because society spent decades telling us that homeownership was the marker of having truly arrived. The pressure to perform adulthood on a specific timeline is exhausting, especially when the timeline was written in an era when houses cost roughly the same as a used car. But here's where the narrative starts to shift, because the average age of a first-time buyer has quietly crept into the mid-30s, which means you're not behind, you're exactly on schedule with an entire generation rewriting what normal looks like. There's a quiet solidarity happening in flat shares across every major city, and it deserves more credit than it gets. Shared living is not a consolation prize. It's actually one of the most financially sound decisions you can make while you build your position. The alternative, overextending yourself on a solo studio rental just to say you live alone, often leaves you with zero savings, maximum stress, and a very photogenic but financially ruinous independence. Now, let's talk strategy, because emotion is the enemy of wealth building, and the housing market feeds on impatient decisions. Financial experts consistently point to the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income to essentials, 30% to discretionary spending, and 20% locked away into savings as the clearest framework for actually seeing where your money goes and reclaiming control of it. One tool that doesn't get nearly enough attention is the Lifetime ISA, which offers a 25% government bonus on savings up to £4,000 per year. That's free money sitting in plain sight, though it does come with property value caps and withdrawal penalties, so you need to read the fine print before you fall in love with it. History tells us that markets cycle, credit tightens and loosens, and the buyers who win long-term are almost never the ones who time the market perfectly. They're the ones who stayed consistent, sized their risk appropriately, and didn't let fear or FOMO make the decision for them. Every generation has had its version of the worst time to buy, and yet here we are. The discipline of the process matters infinitely more than the conviction of any single prediction, and that applies whether you're talking about equities, crypto, or a semi-detached in Manchester. Position size, patience, and a written plan will outperform gut instinct every single time. So let go of the embarrassment, because there's nothing shameful about playing a long game in a rigged short game. The communal fridge, the shared Netflix password, the slightly passive-aggressive note about dishes, these are the small prices of a larger, smarter strategy. At the end of this, the philosophical truth is simple. Consistency beats urgency, and preparation beats panic. Whoever gets there first isn't necessarily winning. Whoever gets there without destroying their financial foundation is. Whether you buy next year or in 5 years, the version of you that arrives at that closing table with a solid deposit, a clean budget, and a clear head is far better off than the version who rushed and regretted it. Rational preparation is its own form of winning, regardless of the outcome. And if you're ready to take the next step, whether that's real estate investing, finding a contractor for your first project, or connecting with the right lender, check out our links in the description below, and let's get you moving.